Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Zidua, the most trusted name in herbicides, providing Ohio soybean and corn acres with up to 2 weeks more residual activity and broad-spectrum weed control. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg reporting. Taking a look at what's trending at OhioAgNet.com, brought to us by Timpte Incorporated. Timpte is now factory direct in Sidney, Ohio. From trailer sales to parts and trailer service, our team is ready to keep you moving. Stop in today or call them at 326-206-2062. With the increased adoption of no-till and cover crops, slugs tend to be an issue that is of greater concern than in the past. Kelly Tillman from Ohio State shares some different thoughts about ways to manage around slugs in the spring. You can read the full article now at OhioAgNet.com, as well as information about STEM camps. Ohio Farm Bureau's signature Ag Literacy and Workforce Development program, Explore Ag, is now accepting registrations for its 2026 camps, featuring an expanded lineup of the one-day experiences and a week-long immersive experience for high school students. Now, Greg Labarge and Rachel Cochran-Henry share information about the recent dust storms that we had and the impacts of wind erosion. Finally, railroad mergers are making agricultural headlines as our own Joel Penorwood caught up with Mike Steenhoek, Executive Director of the Soy Transportation Coalition, discussing the possibilities of the Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern merger and what that would mean to agriculture. All this, as well as your latest in news, weather, and markets at OhioAgNet.com. This look at the Ohio AgNet news feed brought to us by Timpte Incorporated. Let's check in now with Ty Higgins as he has an update from last weekend's Ohio Beef Expo.
Last week at Ohio Beef Expo, a record was broken as over 23,000 cattle were sold during an online auction hosted from Columbus. Jason Barber is with the company that ran the auction, Live Ag. He talks about this trend in livestock sales going digital.
About every sale anymore has some type of online presence. Very few sales that they don't video the cattle ahead of time and put it online. And it's funny, 20 years ago when I started in the business, you go to a purebred sale and you'd have a great crowd there at 7:30, 8 a.m. Now you don't see that. You see a lot of people that get there on their computer, look at the lots ahead of time, kind of narrow it down. They get the sale later and they go and look at the bulls that they've already kind of sorted through on their iPad. And it's shifting, but I don't think you're going to see it going the other way anytime soon.
Well, and think about the buyer base of this, right? You used to take cattle to the barn and you might have maybe that county or that region of buyers come, but now you got eyeballs all across the country, and that makes a big difference.
You definitely get a more national presence anymore, and that's one thing that we strive for, whether it's selling feeder cattle or purebred sales. We're located all across the U.S., and today it's nice being up here, and UPI has a big presence on the sale, so a lot of cattle from this area.
For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Ty Higgins reporting.
Thanks, Ty. Let's get a check now of your Friday morning weather forecast. This weather update brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. You can learn more online at seedconsultants.com.
Turning out partly sunny across most of Ohio this afternoon. We're continuing to watch clouds and showers drift off to the south and east, mostly affecting Kentucky, West Virginia. You get the idea this afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. For the rest of the weekend, we are chilly here. Definitely chilly this afternoon. High pressure sits over the top of us. Tomorrow it's Canadian high pressure, so below normal temps there. And we'll start to see a little bit of moderation on Sunday. We are dry and mild on Monday, but see rain starting to come back on Tuesday. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back to take a look at your markets after this.
Hey farmers, planting season is almost here, and Ohio AgNet wants to bring lunch to your farm. Our Feeding Farmers contest is going statewide, and we'll soon be picking farms across Ohio to receive a visit from the Ohio AgNet and free lunch for your farm family and crew. If you'd like us to stop by, get signed up today. Just visit ohioagnet.com/feedingfarmers to enter. Feeding Farmers is brought to you by Ag Revolution, Paradise Energy Solutions, and the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust.
Taking a look at your livestock news, the USDA's March 1 Hogs and Pig report just came out, and with that we found that hog inventory was up slightly from a year ago. Now, the United States inventory of all hogs and pigs on March 1st, 2026 was 74.3 million head, and as we said, that's up slightly from where it was a year ago, but down 1% from December 1st of 2025, that according to the USDA National Ag Statistics report that came out yesterday. Let's take a look at what's impacting the markets. Today's market analysis is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. As the markets opened today, corn futures were higher, adding more war risk premium, and new crop December futures are higher for the fourth consecutive day on falling acreage ideas. Now soybeans are just slightly higher, with soybean meal lower and bean oil once again strong, and traders are expecting the EPA to release their blended volumes and reallocation as early as today. When we take a look at wheat, those markets are higher for the fourth consecutive day. Expanding drought in the western and southern plains is expected to continue, with only scattered shower activity ahead, with much of that favoring the east. Turning now to the market numbers from the Chicago Board of Trade and Mercantile Exchange, and this update brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. Well, May corn is down a penny at $4.66 a bushel. May soybeans down 3/4 of a penny at $11.73, and wheat for July trading up 4 3/4 cents at $6.20 1/2 cents. April live cattle currently up $1.85 at $236.92 1/2 cents. April lean hogs are trading 20 cents lower this morning at $90.62 1/2 cents. This is the Ohio AgNet.